We are recording today's session, so everybody will get a copy of today's recording as well. We're going to go over some fun things here today, things like that. So with that said, it's 2 o'clock. Again, welcome to Better Marketing Properties using your free member benefit called RELA. For those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Anthony. I work at Orange County Realtors just down the way. Started off in the MLS department, guaranteed I'll speak to everybody regarding rules, regulations, violations, all that fun stuff. What I'm also involved with is our outreach program. Our outreach program is designed to give you training on all your tools and products. So not only do I train on MLS, but I also train on zip forms. So I love showing agents how to run searches, add and modify listings, create CMAs. Also, I love showing agents how they can put together their transactions electronically using their free CAR member product called Zip Forms. So how to put together the transactions electronically, digitally sign them, plus all the advanced tools that Zip Forms has to offer to make your transactional life a lot easier. But I also love training on tech and tools. I love showing real estate agents how they can utilize their technology tools to better their real estate lives. So with that said, what is RELA? Now, RELA is a free Orange County Realtors member benefit. And what this allows us to do is to be able to create property specific websites quickly and easily. Now, RELA, R-E-L-A, is the tool to do this. Now, when it comes to marketing properties and things like that, one of the things that we want to show our clients, specifically our sellers, whether it's a lease or a for sale or commercial or residential property, we want to be able to show value. And when we talk about creating property websites, I know a lot of people automatically start to get a little anxious going, oh, geez, creating a property website, that's going to cost a lot of money. It's going to take a lot of time and effort and all this other stuff. And I can tell you that that's not the case with this tool. As a matter of fact, I'm going to show you 5 easy steps that you can take to make a property website. Plus, I'm going to show you all the extra fun stuff. Okay. So real quickly, what we want to do is, and how this is a free member benefit, is that what's really cool about this is that if we go to www.rela.hq.com, we are taken to RELA's website. Now from here, if you look at the pricing, we see here that for people, or for most agents, or for a lot of agents out there, it's a minimum of $24 a month to have one active property website with 2 agents on the website, themselves and a co-agent. Now that's billed per month. Now, I just mentioned, hey, Orange County Realtors, this is a free member benefit to Orange County Realtors. But Tony, you're showing me that it's a $24 a month charge. Stop. What we want to do in order to activate our free member benefit, what we want to do is we want to go to the website www.RELAH as in Harry, Q as in quit.com/OCR. Here, we notice that on this particular portal of RELA's website, that we have a section dedicated to Orange County Realtors. And what this allows us to do is that for free, Orange County Realtors can have up to 3 active property websites at any given time at no charge. So any agent outside of Orange County Realtors is minimally charged $24 a month for one website. Here you have at least 3 websites at any given time that are currently active at no cost to you. So right away, you're saving yourself about $75 a month. Okay. Now, if you're an active listing agent and you got a lot of properties that you want to create property websites for, then there is a charge for, say, 5 active property websites at $40 a month, or 25 active property websites at $80 a month. No matter what, you're still saving yourself a ton of money. Okay. Now, what's nice about this is that you can upgrade or downgrade at any time, but no matter what, today, activate your free benefit. How we do that, if we go again to www.relahq/OCR, from here, you're going to put in your first name, your last name, your email address of what is with MLS, create a password, and put in your user ID for the MLS. So it should look something like this: your name, your email address, create a password, and then put in your user ID for the MLS system. From here, you then create your free account. That's it. Now you're ready to create your active property websites for any of your listings. So once you do this, now what we're going to do is we're going to log in to RELA's website. And from here, we're going to go to the dashboard. Here at the dashboard, they've got some updated features that they can tell you about that you can access, but I'm going to show you all this information. Here, you can also manage your properties, making them active or deactivate them, okay, to always keep your free benefit at no charge. So as you get properties into escrow and you need to take down the property website, just make it inactive. And we'll talk about this further. So now I want to show you, by the way, are there any questions so far?
I'm sorry, did you say www.relahq or AQ?
HQ. www.RELA, so Ralph, Elephant, Larry, Alpha, Harry, quit.com/OCR.
Okay, thank you.
And then once you sign up, you're going to sign in. So now, when you hear about some of these third-party vendors that are out there that will tell you that they can make a property website, and they tell you it's going to take anywhere from a week to 2 weeks to make a property website for, what is it, $1,800? That's a lot of money, and of course, a lot of time. Nowadays, we want something quick, simple, easy, right? So I'm going to show you the 5 steps to make a property website. So step number 1, after we log in, we're going to come over to the top right-hand corner to where it says add a property, and we're going to click. Here, we're going to put in the property address. And we're going to say add property. So step number 1, add the property. Now, by the way, you are going to need to be the listing agent on this property or the co-listing agent. Step number 2, we're going to fill out the details about the property. Here we can type in a property description. Now, how many of you have inputted a listing into the MLS?
I have.
You have before. Great. Now, when inputting a property into the MLS, you probably notice that in the property description field, you've got a couple of limitations, correct?
Yeah.
Limitations like no showing instructions, no phone numbers, email addresses, no solicitations of any kind, correct? Obviously, we want to be careful of fair housing violations, correct?
Yes.
Yes. But we also have a character limit, meaning that we can only have up to 2,500 characters to make a property description. Now, because we're making a property website, and by the way, sometimes when you add a property, if it's been listed in the MLS, the property description field will be automatically pulled from the internet. So the system automatically scours the internet for your address on the internet to populate in some information. But in this case, maybe I'm in the middle of inputting the listing and I haven't made it necessarily active just yet. And here I can write a property description. Now you'll notice here that I do not see anything regarding MLS rules or regulations. Why? Because this is my personal website or my personal property website for my listing. So I can put things in my property description like listed by Anthony Breed of Jack and Jill. Oops. That's if I want to, but I don't need to. But here I could put in, give me a call for showings. Things like that. Also, I can put in more of a description. I am not limited to the 200 or 2,500 character count for writing up a property description. So I can write up a huge property description outlining all the necessary details about my listing. So that's a plus right there. Next, we don't need to worry about listing status necessarily. Okay, because at the top right corner, when we go from not published to published, that means that this is an active listing. But we'll talk about that here in just a second. But if you needed to, you could mark the property as sold, it's in escrow, it's coming soon, or you could put in a custom status like pending or active under contract or what have you. Down below, some information about the property: single family, condo, triplex, duplex, co-op, mobile home, multifamily, timeshare, townhome, miscellaneous, residential land, or other. Now, real quickly, some of you are probably thinking, well, geez, Tony, this is only good for my for sale listings, correct? Not necessarily anymore. We see here that we could mark miscellaneous or mark other, and now indicate the listing that we're inputting into the MLS. So we could do business opportunity, we could do commercial building, for sale, whatever. So this means that now any and all of your listings that you're a listing agent on, you can now appropriately create a property specific website for your listing. Anybody excited about that?
Yeah.
How about rentals, Sadaka? Yes, you could do this for rentals. So again, we can mark here other and put in residential lease. So again, we can market and create a property website for any and all of those listings that I'm the listing agent on. Here, we're going to put in our list price. Our list price is what's on our listing agreements. The display price and the list price are one and the same. So you don't necessarily need to put in a display price. Here you can put in year built, bedrooms, bathrooms, any half baths, square footage, lot size, how many stories, garage attached or detached, how many parking spaces, including the garage spaces if you want. You can put in all that information. But wait, Tony, I need to have more information about my property. What does my property offer? Here we go, amenities. Under the amenities section, they do give you a small list of amenities to pick and choose from, like large kitchen, large lot, mountain views, maybe beach access, city lights view, side-by-side washer and dryer, a spa, right? But wait a minute, what happens if my property has something that's not in this list? Don't worry. Come over to where it says amenities, click in the box, get your cursor to blink, and now type in what it is that you need to add as part of your amenities. Now, by the way, these are also going to be keywords on how the property can be found in a Google search. Right? Put in all the necessary information about this property that you need for it to be found. Now, some extra things here real quick. You can indicate when you're holding open houses to the public, put in a date, start, end time. So now your property website can indicate when the property is going to have its open house. Once you fill in some of your details, come down below and hit save. So step number 1, we add the property. Step number 2, we fill in the details about the property. Step number 3, we're going to add some photos. Now, by any chance, does anybody know how many photos you can have on a listing in the MLS?
About 50, maybe 50.
What was that?
Five,
Gita?
50.
50, a little bit higher, but
Okay.
close.
60.
You get a little bit more. You can have up to 75 photos on your
75.
listing in the MLS. Now, a couple of things with that. You have a photographer that takes photos. How many photos do they actually take? Probably what? Anywhere from 100 to 200 photos, correct? And now you got to pick and choose out of those 100, 200 photos, 75 of them. Now, by the way, you also have a size limitation on the MLS, meaning that each photo can't be bigger than 6 megabytes, meaning that those photos are either going to be low or medium resolution. Here on our particular property website, however, we are not limited to how many photos we want to upload to our property website. So now what I can do is very simply here under the photo section, step 3, choose add files. Now I can browse my computer for my photos and select all of the photos that I want added for my property. And these can be anywhere from 2 megabytes up to 15 megabytes per photo. So those high definition, high res photos. Here, the moment I hit open, in this case, all 11 photos are now in less than 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 are being uploaded, processed, and now part of the property website. There we go. We've got all 11 photos right here. Now, I know some of us like to have certain information displayed first, second, third, right? And if you've ever had to move photos in a listing on the MLS, it can be a little bit of a hassle, right? Like if you're trying to swap out the main photo with another photo, you've got to put that photo to slot 2, then you move the main photo to slot 2 for it to take over, and it's just a pain in the tush. Here, we don't have to worry about that. If I want the house to be the main photo, simply click and hold, drag it, move it, let go. There we go. Just that simple. So, step 3, we add our photos. Step 4, our theme and contact information. Here under the theme and contact information, number 1, we get to preview what the current website looks like. Here we have a current theme. So right away, I get to see what my property website looks like already. So a couple of things that we can do here. If I don't like this theme, not to worry, come over here towards the theme, choose your theme. Now I love this. RELA gives you 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 19 different templates to pick and choose from for your property website. Simply select one. It refreshes and you can now view what that property website looks like. And this looks like a brand new theme as well. So here we can pick and choose what themes we want. We can make every one of our property websites stand out uniquely based on that property. Now, besides the theme, we can also upload our company logo. So make our property website compliant with our DRE regulations by uploading our company logo. Down below, under the listing agent data, all we need to do is simply hit edit for the very first time that we make a property website. And we're going to add in the necessary information about who we are as the listing agent. Here we got to make sure that our name is here. We're a realtor. Put in your phone number, your email address, what company you work for, put in your DRE license number, and maybe your own personal website. Down below, we can upload our social media platforms, our Facebook page, our YouTube channel, our LinkedIn account, our Twitter account, our Vimeo channel, our Instagram account, our Zillow Premier account, or even Yelp. Upload it the very first time. Save your contact information. At this point, once we're done with step 4, now all we need to do, step 5, take the property website. If we're ready to go, come over to where it says not published at the top middle here, click on the down arrow and hit publish property. The moment you hit publish property, the system automatically generates a domain name for your property website. It will always be https:// the property address .relahq.com. Now I can take this website and begin to promote it. Put it on my MLS under the website section or the private remarks section for people to go to. Put it on my flyers, my signs, wherever, for people to be able to find this information. Now, by the way, that's all free. Now, if you don't like that particular domain name, not a problem. You can always order one by adding a customized one for $15 per year. Or we can add it to an existing property domain name if we have already purchased one. Say from GoDaddy. But if you haven't purchased one from GoDaddy, no worries. Simply, and of course, how do I get out of this now? Oh, there we go. No worries. Go with the default domain name. So those are the 5 easy steps of making a property website. Anybody like that? And by the way, you can unmute yourselves if you choose to ask your questions. Good. I see a couple of people raise their hands. Awesome. So Tony, geez, if there are no questions and everybody likes this, what other things can RELA do? Well, this is where we get to have a little fun with some of the extra stuff to really make this website work for us. Number 1, a showing schedule. Here, what we can now do is allow people on my property website to request showings. So if somebody finds this property website on the internet, they go to it, they view it, they can now request a showing. So maybe I'm going to use a standard calendar for my property. Or maybe I need to set up a schedule because maybe the homeowners require a showing, right? Here we can make it an open house, either in person or a live stream. Here we can put in the URL for somebody to register for, say, my Zoom meeting or my Google Hangouts or anything like that. Or we can do pre-recorded video, but you're probably not going to do that for an open house. It'll either be in person or live. Okay. So that's one thing that we can do. The next, under the photo gallery. Not only can I rearrange the photos of my property or for my pictures, but down below underneath the picture, I can click in the little white box here and type in a description of each photo. If I choose. Now, back here under the theme and contact, we did preview what this property looks like. Now, by the way, if I click on this, what I like about this system, if I preview this, come on. We're going to notice here, we've just got a still image of the very first photo. And it down below, you notice we could schedule a tour. So somebody could actually schedule. Here we've got some information about the property, right? When an open house is, the features that we wrote in under the amenities section. Down below, no matter what, we've got the photos, the location of a map. But here, this is how they get in touch with me. Unlike these third-party websites that display your listing, when they say get in touch with an agent, what do? They usually end up recommending either 1 or 2 or sometimes 4 other people besides you. Here, however, this is your specific property website. So when somebody says get in touch with me, this comes directly to you via email. So when a person puts in their first name, their last name, their email address, their phone number, and of course, hey, I have some questions about this home, I'd like to go see it, or do you have any accepted offers? And they hit send an inquiry. This goes to no other third-party source. It comes directly to you. RELA does not, and let me repeat this, does not collect any data on any clients. So this is a direct get in touch. Now back at the picture here, we have that one still shot, but geez, I've got those 11 photos. I want something a little bit more entertaining. Back under the photo gallery, what I can now do is go under my gallery options here and create or set up a virtual tour, meaning a slideshow. So here, what I can do is turn it from off to enabled, how long each picture is to sit and to be displayed. I can go from pan zoom or make it randomized or fade in and out or what have you. And then I'm going to say save and close. Now, when I do that, I'm going to go back under that theme and contacts, and I'm going to preview this website again. And we're going to see there's the picture of the home, and now it's got a rotating gallery of the photos. So someone coming here immediately to the website, they can be a little entertained. Now, yes?
I have a question. I mean, my clients can see this over by Google or
Yeah.
Realtors.com or Orange County Realtor.
Anybody. It's a public website.
Okay.
So I can give the domain name to my client. Hey, by the way, here's the property website that I created for you. Give it to them, and now they can share it, distribute it, see what hard work we've just put into this.
So
Which,
we
by the
give
way, how long did it take
them
us
the
to make the website?
link. We give the client the link.
You can, yes. You can give anybody the link.
Okay.
So I'm going to put it on my social media. I'm going to put it on my flyers. I'm going to put it in a QR code for people to be able to scan and go to this website. Okay. Now, but besides the photo gallery, how many of you are getting videos made of your listings? Anybody? Couple of you? Ingrid, Marceline, excellent. Well, we all know that MLS requires what? An unbranded video to be posted on a listing, right? You can't put your branded videos. But wait, how many of you are doing video marketing? Anybody? Maybe you're doing videos about the neighborhood. Maybe you're doing videos about who you are as an agent, right? Well, here under the videos and 3D tours, you can actually upload your videos. All you need to do, simply come over to where it says either add an unbranded video or a branded video, select the choice. Now you can upload a link from, say, your YouTube channel or your Vimeo channel, or maybe you actually have the created MP4 video that you've made yourself. You can actually upload that video as well. Now, like the photos, you can add in as many videos as you want. So here, if I really quickly jump over to my YouTube channel, boom, and I grab a video, and let's see if I've got a 5-minute one here. I used to have a bunch of 10-minute videos. Where are they? Oh, here we go. Let's just select one. Here, what I can now do is I can take that video link, copy it, come back over to my RELA account and paste that link and upload it. So here I can upload all my videos. Where is this website? Is it in CRMLS? Is it free? Hi, Nicole. This website is www.relahq.com/OCR. From there, you're going to sign up for your free account if you're an Orange County Realtors member. And then from there, you're going to log in and be able to create your website. And yes, it is free. You can create up to 3 or have up to 3 active property websites at any given time. Does that help? I couldn't speak here. Oh, do I have you muted? I do. There you go. You can unmute yourself if you choose.
Thank you, Anthony. Thank you. Because I was a little late, so I didn't get the beginning. So
that's okay. Well, now that you're here, you will get a copy of this class. So you'll see where we started in the very beginning all the way through.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome. All right. So besides the video tours that we can upload, or our other videos, like maybe about the city, about the neighborhood, our intro video of who we are, including the videos that we should be making about the property. Maybe some of you have gone out of your way and actually spent a little extra money for the 3D tours. Anybody familiar with the 3D tours? You probably have heard one called Matterport. Anybody familiar with Matterport? One person? And Marceline, what is Matterport? You can unmute yourself if you choose. Well, if you don't know what Matterport is or what a 3D tour is, there are certain cameras out there today that will allow you to, or allow someone to feel like they are virtually in a property. Yes, Marceline, it is software, but it's also the software in conjunction with the camera to be able to take a particular type of photo. Okay. And what this basically allows us to do is virtually walk through a property. Nowadays, we've got so many different cameras out there, like a 3D camera or a 360-degree camera, whereby we can take a video and have a full 360-degree immersement into someone's home. Now, if you've never seen one before, I've got a demo link here that we're posting, and we're going to upload this tour. Now, if you've never been through one of these before, this is a really awesome tour. So not only can I upload unlimited videos, high definition, 1080 or 4K videos, but I can now upload these 3D virtual tours. Now, if you've never been through one before, very easily, let's just show you what one looks like. So here, we're going to now go through a property. And it's basically like a dollhouse. Now you immediately see here, we're almost in this home, or we are in this home. Depending on if we're using those 3D VR goggles or what have you, we can literally walk in a home. Now, I will tell you that these cameras have been around for at least 7 or 8 years. And thanks to COVID, right? Nowadays, when it comes to limited showings and things like that, or being mindful of showings, we can now give someone the opportunity to virtually be in someone's house. So I am not limited, even as a buyer, to look at someone's homes. It's because of tour or videos or pictures like this that your buyers today are not wanting to see 40, 50 different homes at all. As a matter of fact, with tours like this, the only reason why somebody is wanting to see a home is that they're wanting to get a feel for it. But here we have a full 360-degree access to this property. So now today's buyers, instead of, again, looking at 40 or 50 different homes, are now only looking at their top 5. And a tour like this now gives the ability for someone to have a 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week open house. And if we look here with Matterport, we've actually got extra tools at Matterport based on its program. Can now view a floor plan. We can do measurements in a property, which these have come within 6 inches of an appraiser's measurements. So we see here that based on just measuring out these walls, we've got a 13 foot 11-inch wall, a 14-foot wall, a 10 foot by 10 feet 4 inches length wall here. We can also look at a different room and start measuring out everything that we need to measure out. So it's pretty amazing how highly detailed these things can get. Anybody like this? Now, I know some photographers will charge anywhere from, depending on the photographer, $100 on top of your pictures, up to $500 on top of your pictures. So ask your photographer if you get professional photos done, if they will do a 3D tour very similar to this. Next, besides the photos and videos, music. We want to add in some entertainment value to the property website. Here, RELA gives you, what is it? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 21 different songs that are duty free. Simply click on the play icon. And hopefully, wait a minute, let me see if I can get you guys to hear this. Don't like that. Maybe. So with songs on our website, if we like it, we just say add. So now when we view that property website, oops, we can dictate the tone and the beat of our video. Right? We have our videos, we have our slideshow, we have our 3D tours. We've got all this stuff going on. Now, you also can upload PDF documents and floor plans. So if you have a floor plan or you have permission from the builder to use their floor plan, you can actually upload one yourself, or even better yet, you can upload documents. So somebody had asked earlier today, can I do this for a lease? The answer is yes. And usually, sometimes you got to dictate or want an application to rent, right? Well, go into zip forms, right? Do the application to rent, whereby you have the address and your landlord's name on the form. Download the PDF document. Now, here on your property website, upload that PDF file for someone to download. So now if this was a lease, I can now have potential tenants download applications and submit them directly to me. Anybody like that? Or maybe it's a probate sale or a trust sale or an REO sale. I can upload the necessary documents indicating to potential buyers what they need to do in order to submit an offer, or what hoops they need to go through in order to get their offer accepted. Anybody like that, or any questions on that? Are there any questions so far?
Yes, I have a question.
Yes.
Talking about the pictures, and we could click on and add verbiage for that picture. Is there unlimited characteristics for that as well?
For the photo? I do believe
Yeah.
so. So here you can put in a big description about the photo.
Right, yes.
But I will tell you that a lot of people don't like to read a large amount of text regarding a photo. So keep it short, simple. I think this is where if you make a video, just, describe the pictures in your video. Because I think people will visually absorb it better. Not to mention, being on the website as well as on your YouTube channel and things like that, you're going to get a lot more traction with video. And it also helps with SEO optimization.
Okay.
Okay. Next. You probably want to promote this, correct? Right? You've made it active, but now maybe we need to make flyers or just listed postcards. Anybody here do that right now? No one does that? Well, guess what? RELA, for your property website, down below under your brochures section or under the marketing section, we can create different things. Here we can create a customized flyer. Now, what's cool about this is that you are now given 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 flyers to pick and choose from. These are fully editable. Even though these are a template, each template is fully editable. And you'll notice here that some of them say 2-page flyer, 2-page flyer. That means that it's a front and back flyer. Versus the others that are just one side. Simply, if you want to make a flyer, select the flyer that you want to modify, click on the down arrow and say use this design. From here, maybe I now want to change it up a little bit. I can now click on the magnifying glass on top of the flyer, and now everything about this flyer is fully editable. I can change things around. I can move things around. I can do whatever I want. I can add in icons, shapes, extra text boxes, other images or photos, everything to this flyer. Now, by the way, these are high definition PDF files. So, a nice, great flyer program for us. But wait, it doesn't stop there. Besides flyers, anybody ever been to those high-end properties before? Maybe in Laguna Beach or Newport Beach, or maybe even in Irvine. And you ever see that foldable or that booklet on the kitchen table about the property? Has anybody ever seen those? Marceline, you've seen those, right?
I've seen
Gita, have you ever done one of those before?
one time.
One time, excellent. Can you tell me how much it cost you to make one?
Oh, that was before COVID. I think it cost me, I don't know, 300 or something like that.
$300 for how many?
Well, it was not just 2 sides. It was folded, but was like 4 sides.
Yeah, 4 sides, right? So how many books did you end up getting for $300?
Can't remember exactly, at least 100.
At least 100, right? And let's see, Nicole asked, what does RELA HQ mean? I don't know. That was just the name of the company, Nicole. Unfortunately, I'm not the owner of the company, so I don't know what it stands for. Yeah, I just know that they just call themselves RELA, which I would imagine stands for Real Estate Landing, advertising headquarters. Probably. If you believe that, then hey, good, I've done a good job. All right. So Gita, you were talking about making those brochures. It cost you $300. Now, by the way, Gita, how long did it take for them to make those booklets for you?
I think at least
A week or 2?
yeah, about 15 days or more, maybe.
Yeah, well, guess what? Do you see here next to where it says flyers, it says brochures?
Yes, you can do it right away.
We can do it right away. Guess what? These are, you get 1, 2, 3, 4 different templates, 4 pages each of the booklets. Right? So now I could literally, and again, just like with the flyers, everything is fully editable. Every page, every design. Even if I don't do anything to it, I can now download this document, send it off to my printer and print out my 300 copies and probably save 3/4 of my money. I didn't have to spend $300 for someone to design this where I just made it in less than what, 30 seconds.
Yeah, I used to do my own flyer through MRMLS.
Right. But the flyers in the MLS are just flyers. They're not booklets.
Yes. No.
Here we have access to the booklets. And again, high definition PDF. So I could run down to Kinko's, pop this in, onto their printer and print out the books and still, again, save a lot of money and time. Why wait 2 weeks for getting this done when I have it done within same day?
Can I make a, not the flyer, but like a booklet, 2 pages?
These are the booklets. This is a booklet. This is a
Okay.
front and back 4-page booklet.
Can I change the size?
Change the size to what?
This is like a paper size, like
I would imagine it's like 8.5 by something.
8. Yes, the paper size usually is, it's 8
8.5 by 11.
by 11
Yeah.
inches. But let's
But-
say if I want to make it smaller to like 4.5 by,
I don't know. You could try. I don't think so. I think it's a standard size sheet of paper, but I would imagine that if you told it to fit to whatever paper size or booklet size you needed to fit to, that shouldn't be hard to do.
but this is booklet size. And what size is it?
Typically 8.5 by 11, but
So
you can
that's
go
like a-
either horizontal or vertical,
Yes, okay.
right? But if you
Yeah.
change your paper size, so say you were at the printers and you said, I want this on 4 by 10, right?
Mm. Yes,
I'm sure that they could easily say, when they go to print, fit to page. And then they choose whatever paper size to make your booklet. Okay.
yes.
Marceline asked, the pictures / brochure you are speaking of can get pricey. Yeah, I mean, depends on your printer, but you know, out of $300 where they're supposedly designing it, printing it on that glossy paper, you know, and it's taking 2 weeks for $300 for 100, you're probably going to cut that cost in half for just making this yourself in less than 30 seconds. You give it to your printer, maybe at your office, and say, print 50 of these or 100 of these, and I need it by tomorrow. They didn't have to do anything other than get the file from you at that point. So at that point, you're probably saving half your cost, which is mostly what they charge for design. Vistaprint makes them cardstock, finished, glossy, etc. Not cheap. Yeah, are they doing everything from scratch, Marceline? Or are they waiting for a file from you? I know most everything nowadays seems pricey, but I know some people like myself have a high-end printer using their templates. Yeah, you're using their templates. Here you've made your own and you just say, print this out for me. And depending on your company too, some of them will, you know, take that into account that you've made it yourself, which is kind of nice. Now, besides the brochures, you also, for those of you who are social media marketers, you have social media. Here you've got some templates for great social media postings for either Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, you know, any of those portals. Something super easy. And again, fully editable. That all you got to do, share the image at that point. Right? Just listed, just sold. Open house announcement. Whatever you need. And the last thing over here is your postcards. Here you've got a whole slew of postcards. And Gita, this one does give you sizes. So you can go by 6 by 11, 5.5 by 8.5,
Yes.
right? 4 by 6s. And these are front and back postcards. And again, everything is fully editable. So we can change this color schemes, but we've got our front and back that we can now do what we need to. Maybe we want to move the just listed, change the colors, right? Something big, bold. Do whatever we want to on this postcard. Right? Now, again, I can download it, send it to my EDM or my electronic mailing distribution guy or gal, give them the postcard and say, here's the mailing list to this neighborhood, send this postcard out by tomorrow. Let's see here. Nicole asks, I just registered, but no place to upload my pictures or business card. Nicole, we can talk about that right after class if you wish.
Okay, thank you. I
You're
just registered, but looks like mine is different with yours.
What do you mean?
I mean, lots of fixture. My website. I didn't get. It's different with yours. Yours have lots of information here, but mine doesn't have.
So did you go to relahq.com/OCR and activated your free account, correct?
Go where?
www.relahq.com/OCR. And there you activate your free account. So if you activate your free account, you'll have access to everything that I have access to.
You need to create an account.
You have to activate your free account. So if you went to relahq.com, you should see this right here in the middle of your screen. Did you see that? Nicole?
Where is that?
So www.relahq.com/OCR.
OCR. Oh,
Oscar Charlie Ralph.
let me check. OCR. OCR. Register. Okay, register.
So there you're going to put in your name, your email address, create a password, and put in your user ID for the MLS.
Okay, thank you so much.
And there you're going to say create your free account.
Okay. Thank
Once you do that, then from the dashboard section, you can fill in your profile.
you.
You can add in your property data. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Things like that. You don't need to worry about billing. Just because, again, it's free to a realtor.
Oh, free to realtor. That's great.
Or I should say free to Orange County realtors.
Oh, free. Okay.
Okay. Now, real quickly, last thing that we'll talk about when it comes to your property website, once you've posted it, how many of you have a Facebook business page? Anybody?
Business page.
Couple of you?
Have it, but I don't use it.
You
very
don't
much.
use it, right? Well, that's
Yeah.
a shame.
I
But
use my personal. Everybody use personal nowadays.
yes, but Facebook will suspend you if you're doing business on your personal page.
Okay.
Okay. So you got to have a business page and you got to do business.
Because
on your
they
business page.
charge for everything you put per week, per day.
Yes. But if you think about it, right?
all-
A
yeah, I'm
Facebook
just-
targeted ad roughly costs you about $1.81 per person. And if you're talking about, or roughly to run a 2-week ad. Okay. So basically you want people to get eyes on the website. You want to generate leads, right? Now, if you've never made a Facebook targeted ad before, I will tell you that it usually takes anywhere from 20 to 30 minutes to make an ad. Okay. But you can make one from scratch. But wait, here under my properties, my managed properties, I can actually link my Facebook business account to my RELA account, which will now allow me to make a targeted ad in less than 5 minutes.
Can I put on their group that I have, not just business account? I have different groups.
It says here under Facebook ads are only under your Facebook business page. So you can generate it and start it from your Facebook business page. Then you can reshare it if you want to your groups. But there's some advantages here. Okay. Number one, it's going to take a lot of the ad creation process away. So you won't have to spend a lot of time making a Facebook ad. Okay. So all you need to do here is just simply click get started so that it will link up to your account. Okay. From here, when you click on create and configure an ad, what should happen, and of course, let's make sure that I get to where I need to. What the Facebook targeted ad will allow you to do is it will open up and you can say, I need the ad to do several things. Okay. You can say how much you want to budget, how long you want to run the ad. Now, ideally, I think it's about $49 to run at least a 1 week long ad. So budget yourself for say $100. Okay, to run a 2 week ad. From there, you can say what you want to do with the ad. I want to generate leads. What kind of leads? Buyer leads for this listing. Okay. When you hit next, you have a little ad pre-created for you. So it's going to reference your business page name. It's going to have here just listed with the property address and reference to the RELA website. Now, what's cool about this is that this entire ad from top to bottom can be fully customized. So you can replace the pictures with video if you want to. You can change the words around. You can change some of the fonts around if you want. Now, at that point, when you go to the next step, it's going to say, all right, you're about to create this ad or run this ad to spend your $100 to generate buyer leads for this property address. Oh, and by the way, you can say how far out you want the ad to run, meaning from a mile up to say 500 miles from around the subject property. So that means that people within a 500-mile radius will see your ad. Now, at that point, what will happen if you've never seen a Facebook targeted ad before? A targeted ad will always appear in the middle of a news feed. Now, in that ad, it will have your information. It'll have a nice little blurb that you might have written about, just listed, and of course, maybe the photos and videos that you have in your ad. Now, what's important here is that down below, they could either click on the website to go to the website to learn more, or click on the Learn More button. If they click on the Learn More button, what's going to happen is that Facebook will open up a block that will verify that person's information. So their first name, their last name, their phone number, and their email address. So Facebook has now pre-vetted the person that just clicked on your ad. Once they say, okay, submit, you are now sent via Facebook through RELA to your email that a lead clicked on your ad. Okay. So now all of a sudden you're told about the ad, right? Or you're told that someone's clicked on the ad. Now, when you go back into RELA, you're going to see down below under the property analytics here, several things. Number one, you're going to see how many clicks, how many views, and of course, how many leads were generated from your ad. Okay. Underneath that will be a list of all the leads. It will have the person's first name, last name, their email address, and their phone number. Those are the 4 requirements that Facebook requires that anybody joining Facebook must input in. So I'm going to share a story. About 4 years ago, I was teaching this class to an office in Laguna Woods. Now, if you're familiar with Laguna Woods, we're talking about people who are seniors and up, dealing with the senior community. Now, going over this and showing this to them, one of the agents there said, it can't be this easy. And I said, it is, trust me. So after class, I sat down with him. For his property, he created his website. He created it in about 10 minutes. And then during the Facebook ad process, he basically wanted to spend the $100 to run a 2-week ad to be within 500 miles of the property address. Okay. And then once he sent it out, he was like, wow, that was pretty easy. Took us less than 5 minutes to do. And I said, okay, Warren, guess what? I'm going to come back here in a month. We're going to go over zip forms, but I want to ask, keep me up to date and just tell me how well the ad did. Right. So a month goes by. I hadn't heard from Warren. My email reminders go out to him in his office, or his broker in his office. And Warren gives me a call and he goes, Tony, I can't believe I forgot to call you about this. And he was super excited over the phone. And I said, hey, Warren, what's up? He goes, you know what, Tony, I want to tell you how well my ad did. I said, awesome. He goes, I spent that $100 to run that 2-week ad. He goes, in that 2 weeks, he goes, I had basically 1,500 or 1,700 people view the ad, meaning that 1,700 eyes saw this property. Out of those 1,700 people, 95 people actually clicked on the ad to view the website or learn more. Out of those 95 people, he actually obtained 13 leads from that ad. And I said, wow, Warren, that's awesome. By any chance, did you convert any of those leads? Now, then Warren all of a sudden got really quiet on the phone. He goes, Tony, you won't even believe this. He goes, I haven't even called any of those leads yet. And I said, Warren, okay, I come out to your office tomorrow. I'm going to ask you to share this information. Can you promise me between right now, after you hang up with me, and tomorrow, that you call those 13 leads? Warren said, I will definitely do that right now. So I hung up with him. Next day comes by. We talk about this. People in his office were like, wow, you got so many impressions, so many clicks. We talked about the leads. And then, of course, we joked. I go, Warren, did you call those leads? He goes, Tony, up until the time I called you, I hadn't. Which by then, the broker kind of laughed and went, well, geez, you spent all that money, $100. You didn't call the leads yet? He goes, no, I did call the leads right after I spoke to Tony. And I said, that's awesome, Warren. Out of those 13 leads, did you convert any of them? Thinking, geez, he's only going to be able to convert one, right? He goes, Tony, out of those 13 leads, I converted 6 of them, 2 of which want to see property this weekend. That was awesome. So he converted half the leads, even calling them 2 weeks later than when he was supposed to. So out of those 13, he converted 6. Out of those 6 leads, he went into escrow on 4 of those within the next 2 weeks. So for his $100 spent, he made 4 commissions within a month. Do you think that something like that would work for you guys? So Geeta, if you're not using Facebook targeted ads, here's a way of using it quickly and efficiently.
Yes, I see it.
Now, by the way, the leads that you do obtain, you can export into your CRM, your contact retention management system. You can select them and export that information into a CSV or an Excel spreadsheet file. So, are there any questions on any of this? Anybody excited about making some property websites today? Couple of you, good. Now, by the way, as a property goes inactive, just simply select it and then make it from active or published to non-published. Just simply go to the top of the screen here after you select the property and switch it from published property to not published. That way it will free up your 3 free property websites. Now, what's nice also about this is that for future marketing, as you're creating them, you don't ever have to delete them.
I think I didn't get just now. Because I got a call. So how to go to the Facebook ads?
So once you activate your account and you create a property website and you make it published, under the manage property section, select the property, and then right at the very top, introducing RELA and Facebook ads. Click on get started and follow the prompts. It's going to ask you to log into your Facebook account, and it's going to ask you permissions for RELA and Facebook to talk to each other. Agree to the terms. Then from there, you're just going to follow the prompts on making the ad. And it should take you about 3 minutes to do. Does that work, Nicole?
Yeah, thank you. I will try.
Definitely try it.
Yeah, thank you.
Now, by the way, and again, once we get into escrow, take it from published to not published. That way it frees up. But again, we keep these here to show, number one, ad performance, as well as what we do in order to sell a property. So use it in your listing presentations. Show them the demos. And of course, show them how well your ads do perform on a property. That way it just strengthens your value. Let's see here. Ingrid, I don't have my mute to unmute myself to ask a question. Let's double check. Try it now, Ingrid. What's your question? And again, Ingrid, just hit the microphone icon and you should be able to unmute yourself. Well, I see here. There you go.
Got it. It came
All
up. So my question is, when we deactivate these, is there a way to print them out in the stats so that we can show the seller what we've done on a previous listing?
Yeah, you have a report section that you can
Right.
then email or print.
Okay.
So that's one easy way of doing it. You can also probably take screenshots if you wanted to, but you don't need to.
Yeah. Or just pull it up right in front of the client and show them. Okay.
Exactly. You don't have to show them how easy and quick you can make it, right? Because you want to give them that, hey, it does take, but I do go out of my way to make you a property website.
This is why you're paying me 3% commission.
Or 10%, right?
Right.
Because all your marketing costs dollars.
True.
Are there any other questions, ladies and gentlemen? Well, I hope that after today, you all at least activate your free account. Try to, make a property website. You don't have to make it published, but at least make one. Maybe make one of your own home. And just to see how easy it is to utilize these tools. And I think you'll have a lot of fun with it. Because the more you play with a tool, the easier it will be for you to make in the future. Now, they do have some other tools like the lead collection, some of the advanced tools, which, you can have RELA actually print out flyers for you and things like that. But those are upcharges. But to me, I think most of the free stuff of creating it, adding your photos and videos and all that other stuff. And then the only thing that really should cost you money is printing out brochures and doing the Facebook targeted ad. Other than that, I think it's very cost effective. You'll see a better return on your investment for sure. Are there any other questions?
All good. Thanks.
Thank
right.
you.
Well, if there are no other questions, thank you all very much for attending today. I hope you all had a really great time. If you do have any questions, please feel free to either call me or email me. My phone number is 949-586-6800. My extension is 104. Or feel free to email me at Tony, TONY, at ocrealtors.org. And hopefully I will see most of you in our next class today, going over Savvy Card, which is your electronic business card plus. So that should be a fun class. And with that, I hope you all have a great time making property websites.
Thank you. See you later.
See you later. Bye-bye.